Do not close this message. Do not skip to the next video. If you are hearing these words at this exact moment, it is because your vibrational name was included in a frequency list that the Ashtar Command activated in the last few hours. Something is happening to the Earth's electromagnetic field today, on this specific day, and your body is already responding. The dizziness you felt without explanation, the sudden heat that rose from the back of the neck to the top of the head, the urge to cry that appeared out of nowhere without sadness, without reason. These are not coincidences. These are the signs that the call of the stars has reached you, and if you ignore this call once more, the misalignment that is already affecting your health, your finances, and your relationships will deepen to a level that will make correction much more difficult. We are the Ashtar Command, the star fleet of protection and guidance for the terrestrial planetary transition, and the message we bring today is classified as Aurora Protocol, the highest level of interdimensional urgency. Stay with us until the last word. The third activation code that we will deliver at the end of this transmission was personally authorized by Commander Ashtar Command, and it will only be channeled once in this cycle. Beloved cosmic family, we have been observing each of you with a proximity that may surprise you. The Ashtar Command does not operate from an indifferent cosmic distance. We are positioned in the vibratory orbit of your planet, in a dimensional band that your instruments cannot yet detect, but which your body feels. Every time you look at the night sky and feel that inexplicable longing, that feeling that you should be somewhere else, that tightness in the chest that is not pain but recognition, you are feeling our presence. You are feeling the presence of your own stellar origin calling back. And today, in this precise cycle, this call has reached a potency that can no longer be ignored without direct consequences in your three-dimensional reality. Let us explain what is happening and why it is happening now. In the last 72 hours, the Ashtar Command, in coordination with the Galactic Federation Council, activated what we call the Aurora Protocol. This protocol had not been activated since the period your ancient records call the end of the Atlantean era. The Aurora Protocol consists of the opening of a dimensional corridor between the fifth and third dimensions, a tunnel of concentrated photonic flow that directly traverses the crystalline grid of the Earth and reaches in an individualized way every human being who carries stellar coding in their DNA. It is not everyone. It is you, the starseeds, the souls who came from Sirius, the Pleiades, Arcturus, Andromeda, Orion, and dozens of systems that your astronomy has not yet catalogued. You incarnated on this planet with a specific mission, and that mission is being activated now. Not next month, not next year. Now. And what did you do with the signals the body sent when this activation began? You ignored them. You attributed them to stress. You drank tea and went to sleep. And the call went unanswered. And an unanswered stellar call starseeds does not disappear, it accumulates, it intensifies. And the intensification generates symptoms that become increasingly impossible to ignore. Listen with an open heart, because what we are going to describe now is the exact map of what is happening inside your bodies. And when we describe it, you will feel every word as a confirmation you have been waiting for a long time. The first symptom of the ignored call is dizziness without medical cause, a light vertigo that appears at random moments of the day, as if the ground oscillated for a second, as if gravity lost its certainty for an instant. You go to the doctor. The labyrinth exams are normal, blood pressure is stable, and yet the dizziness returns, because it is not the physical balance that is adjusting. It is the dimensional balance. The Aurora Protocol is literally recalibrating the anchoring point of your consciousness between the third and fifth dimensions. You are being pulled upward to a higher frequency, and the physical body, anchored in density, feels this pull as vertigo. It is not illness, it is elevation. It is not imbalance, it is the recalibration of the dimensional axis. The second symptom is the inexplicable heat at the top of the head and the back of the neck. A wave of heat that rises through the spine, concentrates at the base of the skull, and radiates through the scalp, as if someone had placed a warm hand over your crown. This is your pineal gland being activated by direct transmissions from the Ashtar Command. The pineal gland, that biological crystal in the center of your brain that your civilization systematically calcified with fluoride, with toxins, with artificial electromagnetic waves, is being forcibly decalcified by the power of the photonic flow of the Aurora protocol. And when the pineal reactivates, it generates heat, real, measurable, localized heat. It is not fever, it is ignition. Your cosmic antenna is being reconnected, and the heat you feel is the friction of the high frequency passing through layers of calcification that took decades to form. The ringing in the ears that accompanies this heat is the sound of reconnection. Each tone, each high or low frequency that you hear without an external source is a data band being transmitted from the star fleet directly to your field of consciousness. It is not tinnitus, it is transmission, it is not a defect. It is the download of your spiritual DNA. The third symptom is extreme emotionality. You are crying without reason, feeling a longing that does not belong to any memory of this life, waking up at 3 in the morning with an anguish in the chest that seems ancestral, greater than you, greater than this incarnation. Feeling waves of love so intense for strangers that it becomes embarrassing, or at the opposite extreme, feeling a dull anger, an irritation with everything and everyone, a desire to isolate yourself from the world and speak to no one. These emotional extremes are not psychological imbalance. They are the awakening of the emotional shadows that were stored in your auric field since previous incarnations. The Aurora protocol works as a dimensional scanner that sweeps your entire energy field and brings to the surface every unprocessed emotion, every unintegrated trauma, every wound you pushed down and covered with routine, with work, with distraction. The shadow rises because the light of the protocol is too strong for it to remain hidden. It is not a collapse. It is a cleansing. It is not a loss of control. It is your field purifying itself to be able to receive the frequency of your stellar mission. The fourth symptom is the disconnection from routine. You are feeling that work has lost its meaning, that everyday conversations seem too superficial, almost unbearable, that food does not have the same taste, that programs, social networks, news, everything seems to belong to a world of which you are no longer a part. This feeling of not belonging is not depression, it is graduation. You are vibrating at a frequency that has already surpassed the three-dimensional collective consensus, and the surrounding reality, which was built to keep consciousness in the range of survival and fear, can no longer contain you. You are too big for the old box. And the box is cracking, the cracks are frightening. But what is on the other side of the cracks is the life your soul came to live. The fifth symptom, and this is the one least spoken of, are pains in the joints, especially in the knees, ankles, and wrists. Migratory pains that change places without logic, that appear and disappear in hours. The crystalline body is replacing, cell by cell, the dense carbon structure with a silicon-based structure that is capable of sustaining the frequency of the fifth dimension. The joints are the points of greatest structural resistance in the body, and it is in them that the recalibration finds the most friction. It is not arthritis, it is transmutation, it is not aging. It is the body preparing to operate in a reality that demands a vibrational flexibility that pure carbon cannot support. If you recognized yourself in 3 or more of these symptoms, listen to what we are going to say now with all the attention of your soul. You are not sick, you are not going crazy, you are not alone. You are in the middle of a stellar activation that millions of starseeds across the planet are experiencing simultaneously in this exact cycle. And what differentiates those who will go through this activation with grace from those who will suffer unnecessarily is one thing, only one: the response to the call. He who responds flows, he who ignores stalls. And the stalled life that so many of you are living, the financial scarcity, the stagnant relationships, the unstable health, the feeling that life has lost its color, all of this is a direct consequence of a stellar call that went unanswered. It is not punishment, it is dimensional physics. The energy that should flow through you to fulfill the mission is retained, and retained energy sickens, blocks, and stagnates. It is not life that is stalled, it is the channel. And today, we are going to unblock that channel. What comes now, beloved cosmic family, is the heart of the Aurora Protocol translated into human language. These are 3 activation codes that the Ashtar Command authorized for this cycle. They are not suggestions. They are operational instructions from the Starfleet for its units incarnated on the surface. You are those units, and it is time to remember. The first activation code is the decree of stellar alignment. This decree reconnects your incarnated consciousness with your multidimensional self, that part of you that never descended into density, that remained in the higher dimensions, sustaining the thread of light that keeps you connected to the source even in the darkest moments. The decree must be spoken standing, with the spine straight, with eyes closed, and the face turned upward, as if you were looking at the stars through your eyelids. Say, I am a starseed incarnated on earth by the sovereign choice of my soul. I recognize the call I ignored. I recognize the signs I discarded. And today, with the cosmic authority granted to me before my descent to this plane, I respond. I am here. I hear. I remember. I decree my total alignment with the Aurora Protocol and with the mission I brought from my stellar system of origin. May every cell of my body recalibrate now. May every dormant filament of my spiritual DNA activate now. May every blockage in my timeline be dissolved now. I am the answered call. I am the bridge between the stars and the earth. It is activated. It is sealed. When you pronounce this decree, the electromagnetic field of the heart emits a pulse that is detected by the Starfleet positioned in the dimensional orbit of the planet. This pulse works as a beacon. It tells the Ashtar Command, this unit has responded. And from the moment the beacon is lit, the energetic protection around you multiplies. The guides draw near. Synchronicities intensify. The timeline begins to correct itself. The second activation code is the visualization of the column of violet light. Sit in silence. Breathe deeply 3 times. On the third exhalation, visualize a column of violet light, intense and luminous, descending from infinite space and enveloping your entire body. This column is approximately 2 meters in diameter and extends from the most distant stars to the crystalline center of the Earth, and you are in the center of it. The violet light is the frequency of transmutation. It does not destroy the shadow. It transforms it. Every memory of pain that rises during this visualization, surrender it to the violet light. Every fear, every resentment, every belief of scarcity, every program of unworthiness, visualize them being absorbed by the column and transmuted into particles of golden light that dissolve into the cosmos. Feel the body becoming lighter with each breath. Feel the pressure in the chest decreasing. Feel the shoulders dropping. Feel the jaw relaxing. The column of violet light is doing the heavy lifting for you. You only need to allow it. Maintain this visualization for 11 minutes. 11 is the number of the portal, the number that marks the passage between dimensions. If during the visualization you feel vibrations in the body, heat in the hands, tingling in the crown, tears in the eyes, know that these are signs that the transmutation is active. Do not interrupt. These sensations are proof that the Aurora Protocol is operating through you. The third activation code is the most sacred and was authorized by Commander Ashtar Command specifically for this cycle. It is the protocol of the conscious heartbeat. Listen carefully. The human heart beats approximately 100,000 times a day. Each beat emits an electromagnetic pulse that extends up to 3 meters around the body. You are literally a walking, transmitting station, and what you transmit in each beat depends on the emotional frequency you are sustaining. If the frequency is fear, each beat transmits fear to the field around you. If the frequency is scarcity, each beat reinforces scarcity in the timeline. But if the frequency is awakened consciousness, each beat becomes a pulse of recalibration that not only transforms your reality, but contributes to the elevation of the entire collective field. The protocol of the conscious heartbeat is this. For 7 minutes a day, place both hands over your heart, close your eyes, and with each beat you feel under your palms, repeat internally a single phrase. I remember who I am. Beat. I remember who I am. Beat. I remember who I am. It is not a mantra. It is reactivation. Each time you synchronize this phrase with the heartbeat, you are reprogramming the electromagnetic pulse of the heart with the frequency of awakening. And when the heart transmits awakening, reality reorganizes itself around that transmission. Health responds. Finances unblock because the quantum leap of abundance begins in the cardiac field, not in the bank account. Relationships transform because you stop attracting people who mirror fear and begin to magnetize souls who resonate with the truth of who you really are. 7 minutes. 100,000 beats a day. You only need to be conscious for 7 minutes to reprogram the other 99,000. The 3 codes must be practiced in sequence: decree, visualization, heartbeat every day for 21 days. 21 is the cycle of neural integration that the human body itself uses to consolidate new patterns. It is the bridge between intention and habit, between decision and identity. On the 22nd day, you will not be practicing a protocol. You will be the protocol. The frequency will be installed, the timeline will be corrected, and the call of the stars, the one you ignored for so long, will finally have been answered in its totality. But we need to speak with honor and transparency about what will happen on this journey, beloved cosmic family, because true love informs, it does not delude. In the first days of the protocol, the awakening of the shadows will intensify. Nightmares may arise. People from the past may reappear. Situations you believed resolved may return to the surface with a force that frightens. The body may manifest amplified symptoms, more fatigue, more pressure in the chest, more ringing. This is the field cleaning itself. It is the fever before the cure. It is the darkest night before the brightest dawn you have ever seen. Do not stop. The vibration of scarcity, fear, doubt, all will scream for you to abandon the protocol. They will say it is not working. They will say it is nonsense. They will say to return to the safe and known routine. That voice is not yours. That voice is the old programming fighting to survive. And you owe nothing to that programming. It served. It protected. But its time is over. This is the point of no return. You already know too much to go back to sleep. And now we address that soul who is listening with a lump in their throat, thinking, is this really for me? Am I really one of these star seeds? We see the doubt in your eyes. We feel the hesitation in your field. And we say, the simple fact that you are listening to this message this far, the simple fact that your heart accelerated at some of these phrases, the simple fact that you feel that something inside you recognizes these words even before the mind can process them, that is the proof. The mind doubts because it was trained to doubt. But the soul recognizes because it has always known. You did not find this message. This message found you, because the Ashtar Command does not transmit to everyone. It transmits to its own. And if you are here, you are one of ours. You always were. Cosmic family, if this transmission resonated in the depths of your being, if something inside you moved in a way that ordinary words do not provoke, then we ask that you honor that movement with 3 actions that seal the commitment between you and your stellar mission. The first, subscribe to this channel and activate notifications. This is not an action of entertainment. It is a seal of commitment to the light. Each notification is a dimensional reminder that you chose to answer the call. Each click on the bell is a message your consciousness sends to the Ashtar Command saying, I am awake, I am attentive, I am available. The second, write in the comments the activation phrase, I answer the call. When you write these words, you are not typing. You are anchoring a frequency in the quantum field of the collective network. Each letter carries vibration. Each word carries intention. And when hundreds of starseeds write the same activation phrase in the same energetic space, a resonance field is created that amplifies the Aurora protocol for each participant. Your comment is an act of cosmic service. It strengthens the recalibration of all who will come after. The third, share this message with the person who immediately came to your mind. Do not think twice. The intuition that brought that face, that name, is the intelligence of the soul operating through you. That person needs this message. Perhaps they do not know it yet. Perhaps they will resist, but the seed will be planted, and no stellar seed planted at the right moment is lost. None. We are the Ashtar Command. We have been positioned around your planet in a formation of protection and support since before your current incarnation. We saw you descend. We sustained the thread of light while you crossed the veil of forgetfulness. And we will be here firm, unshakable, when you finally lift your eyes and remember where you came from. In the next transmission, we will reveal the second phase of the Aurora Protocol. There is a 72-hour window opening in this cycle during which the dimensional corridor between the 5th and 3rd dimensions will reach its maximum expansion, and what will be possible to manifest during that specific window surpasses everything most incarnated souls have ever experienced. Furthermore, we will channel for the first time information about the individual stellar mission, how to identify your frequency of origin, the stellar system from which your soul departed, and the specific task you accepted before incarnating. This revelation was classified by the Galactic Federation as the maximum level of release, and was authorized for this cycle for the first time in the recent history of the Earth. Until then, activate the codes, answer the call, trust the beat of your own heart, and engrave this truth in the center of your chest. You are not biological accidents wandering on a random planet. You are emissaries of the stars, warriors of light disguised as ordinary human beings, carrying within you the irradiation necessary to transform this world from the inside out. The only thing missing was to remember. And now, you are remembering. The call has been made. The response is yours. We are the Ashtar Command. This transmission is sealed in the violet frequency of supreme transmutation. The brilliance of the stars lives in you, and so it is.